So here's a segment that I kind of teased a little bit about that I was going to talk about during the Transformer Slag live stream the past weekend. And it's a polarizing topic. It's been kind of a heated topic. There's so much drama going on all the social media and everything. People are getting fired up about it. People are attacking people about it. It's been pretty nuts. And the general consensus that I have, and it's not a one for one. I'm not saying this applies to everybody, but there's this general consensus that if you didn't get this item, you kind of want to see it fail. And you want to pick it apart and say not how good it is. People who did buy the item, they feel it's perfect, and they want to feel that it there's nothing wrong with it. There's kind of that story that's going on that I see a lot of times with people who can't, who just can't get in on things. And there's haters, and then there's prideful people. And as someone who got one and is trying to be logical about it and approach it from a middle of the road kind of manner, I'm going to see when I get it. I'm going to see when you're talking to a guy who spent, stupid money on stuff that cost way more than even Unicron in the Transformer world. So I really just want to get this product and enjoy it and not have to worry about the drama around it and hope that it turned out well. That's all it really is. But today's segment is more to talk about the secondary market finance situation, Transformers Finance. Love these videos. Transformers Finance, the secondary market of HasLab Unicron as it stands right now in the beginning of February, as of this recording, February 8th, 2021. Now, this could all completely change in a month from now. The price could completely retrace, and maybe when the FOMO dies down and the fear of missing out from some people leads to them to put their money elsewhere. But we're going to talk about right now what people are paying right now in the secondary market for this, and it's pretty crazy. So let's just rewind a little bit. So if you wanted to buy HasLab Unicron back when the backing was a reality, it was $574.99. Now, that also involved tax. You had to pay tax depending on your region, and that could lead to you paying $30 more American to, depending on some regions, as much as an extra $100 American. You're looking at one right here. I'm Canadian. We're going to pay a lot of taxes. Hasbro modulates that accordingly, and I'll get into that in a moment. I even pulled up my original bill just to make sure all the numbers are correct here. Now, if you lived in the United States, shipping was free. If you lived internationally, shipping was, again, changeable depending on where you were. Because I'm in Quebec, Canada, Montreal, it was $29.99 American for shipping. So when it was all said and done, for someone like me, HasLab Unicron, base cost, $574.99, shipping, $29.99, Quebec taxes, $60 extra and some change, USD. Canadian taxes, got to pay that separately, GST, QST, PST. Ooh, say hello to our free medical, eh? It's an extra $30.25. When everything was said and done, it was $695.58 USD for HasLab Unicron to arrive to my doorstep. So almost $700 USD. And that came to, when for my Canadian listeners, if they want to really know how that hits the wallet directly, then in exchange, during the Trump administration, the way the dollar was during that time, it came to $915 Canadian. Almost $920. Kind of skinning the cat to the $1,000 mark, but $915. If it would have been bought today during, right now it's gone down the dollar a bit, so it'd probably be around more in that 800 or high 800 mark, but it came to $915 Canadian. So, So already keep that in mind. So again, but just to really, the base cost was almost 700 USD for me. Now then, the secondary market right now that I'm seeing on eBay, people that have paid for this, I'm seeing crazy numbers right now, to the point that I almost say to myself, I should have bought a second one just to flip it. It would have been free money. And it was just me going, it was hard to really predict where this was going to go. It had already, I wasn't thinking about getting 2 when I almost felt like 1 might not even happen because of what was going on with the extension of the backing and just the doubts that pretty much existed. And not to mention the drama behind it, which even I got kind of caught up in the sense that I didn't, feel negatively about it, but I did see other people's reactions to it. And I probably should have looked at the big picture, not just the small percentage of people that were being negative, but the larger percentage of worldwide population that actually do want to buy this and probably just didn't have the money at the time. So we're seeing sold listings $1,700. We're seeing sold listings $1,500, a bunch of them. And that's easily, even after the taxes and the shipping on even like a Canadian like me, that's easily almost triple the value. Almost. So if I would have bought an extra one, I would have easily gotten my money back and then some. So it's something where the lowest sold one thus far that I've seen here, which was November 10th, which was, again, even a little early in a lot of ways, as opposed to the other ones that have been selling recently that were sold in February and stuff. But the cheapest sold one on eBay was still $900 American, meaning that they still got 50% of their money back in a lot of ways if they bought 2. And that the excess profit would have went into paying 50% of the other one. So it's something pretty crazy when you think about it. And when I look at right now what is available as of this recording, there's only 6, no, let me check. There's 5 available right now, and the cheapest one is a buy it now at $1,749, and then it goes as high as $2,500. So right now, the secondary market numbers for these are pretty bananas. I think it's just people that are freaking out. They missed out on it. We're seeing now that it's shipping out, and people are throwing money at it. And it's pretty crazy, and the numbers are pretty crazy. I'm even seeing images on some of the message boards of people that are getting theirs, and they bought 3. So you know what's going to happen with those other 2. Either you're going to have a crazy guy that's going to want to have planet mode and robot mode, which I wish I could do because I still to this day can't decide how I'm going to want to display it. Or alternatively, you're going to have a guy that's going to keep one to just keep it, and then the other 2 are going to end up in the secondary market, and he's going to make a pretty penny and get his money back. I will admit, I probably should have bought an extra one. For years and years when I went to BotCon, before I actually got to work with them, I used to buy 2 sets just because it would pay for my trip. When I'm doing that expensive Canadian plane flight from wherever BotCon was, my logic was if I sell an extra BotCon box set, I could pay for my flight at least. Not my hotel, not my food, not the entrance to the convention, just my flight. So probably should have did a little better on that one, but Unicron was a very unique scenario. We didn't have any kind of muscle memory to kind of base anything on. We didn't know how this was going to go. We didn't know how it was going to react. And now we see it. We see that there's a huge demand for it. There's a huge market, at least as of this recording. And it tells us that people want the product. They really, really do. And it's something where I'll just say this. If Hasbro does decide to do a very limited run, if they use again, Big Bad Toy Store or some kind of platform in order to sell this, or heck, just sell it through Hasbro Pulse if they want to, at a reasonable price. Again, let's say the backer people got to pay that $574.99, and the non-backer people, the people who did not have faith, if you will have to pay, I don't know, $600, $650, let's say, to make an extra run of these, a more limited run. It's something that, okay, I'm pretty sure there's going to be people that are going to be willing to pay that $600. In the same way that when they kind of did that re-release of Combiner Wars Devastator, and people were going, oh, that's too expensive, that's crazy, and it's still sold out. So I could really see that maybe Hasbro is going to pay attention a little bit to what the secondary market numbers are. And if they do have the resources and they do feel it's worth it for them to do a lower number run, which would in the end also probably affect the price if it's lower numbers of units, I understand that, but it might be something that we might see a limited run and maybe an opportunity. Now, by me saying this, that also makes people then question if they're going to want to buy one in the secondary market here on eBay for the crazy numbers we're seeing. I don't want to knock, I don't want to ruin people's opportunities to make money. So at the same time, I'm saying that there is a chance that Hasbro won't make more sales of the units of these. So I don't know what's going to happen. Right now, there's 5 on eBay that are available. They're in crazy numbers that even someone like me would not want to pay for that. I mean, I was totally fine with, that under $1,000 Canadian when it was all said and done kind of thing. I can't imagine paying like $1,700 on eBay. And what I forgot to even mention? And we're also talking shipping. Some individuals are asking $120 shipping. Some people are asking, $30 shipping. Some people are saying even free shipping. So that's another wrinkle too, is that some of these sellers are asking shipping amounts that some people, don't even factor in too, where Hasbro, at least if you were an American, shipping was free. And if you were, international, $29 to $49 depending. So the shipping is also another thing. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's a box that's almost the size of a washing machine. So it's something that I could understand if the shipping's a little crazy, depending on where it's going to around the world. But again, this is a deep discussion, but I just want to cover what's going on with the secondary market numbers, because it is bananas what is going on with these numbers. And what is available right now, I feel bad for people that didn't get it and now want to kind of get in on it. And what's available to them is pretty tough. What I would suggest personally, if you're hearing my voice, check the message boards. Maybe there's someone that picked one up and doesn't want it now and just wants to, pretty much unload it, and they haven't heard my voice and realized how much money this thing is going for in the secondary market. So pray no one has heard what I said thus far. Find someone that's trying to unload it and pray that they don't know, that they're not up to skinny with what's going on with the secondary market numbers, and maybe you could get something that's comparable, hopefully under $1,000. But yeah, that's it more or less. Let me know what you think about this. It's such a polarizing topic. There's so much drama. There's so much heat right now. People are getting crazy. People are getting crazy. But it is what it is, like I always say. And hopefully, again, maybe we could revisit this topic in a month from now and see what the numbers are, and maybe things will retrace and get a little normal.